are talking about how to live longer and what you can do right now to stay young physically and mentally as you age. And joining us now is author, podcaster, and longevity expert, Dr. Peter Attia. He's launching a new class next month on Masterclass. It's called Science for a Longer, Better Life. Dr. Attia, welcome so much. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I've been a fan of yours for years, been listening to your stuff for a long time. It's interesting because I think when folks hear longevity, a lot of people think you're talking just length of life. That's not exactly what you're talking about. Explain.
Yeah, that's only really half of it. I mean, I think we all do want to live longer than shorter, but if that doesn't come without quality of life, I don't think any of us want it. So at least half of it is about living better.
You talk a lot about being proactive when it comes to your health, and you have a good catchphrase, the 4 horsemen. Walk us through that.
Yeah, it's a little bit grim to think about, but if you do want to live longer, you have to sort of understand what stands in your way. And about 80% of what stands in your way is chronic disease. So we might as well identify them, and I call them the 4 horsemen. So cardiovascular disease, cancer, neurologic disease like dementia, and metabolic disease like type 2 diabetes.
Okay. And you say exercise actually goes a long way, and not, hardcore hours a day, but a little bit.
Yeah, I think exercise is probably the single most important thing that you can do to ward off these chronic diseases. And it depends on where you are. So if you're starting with nothing, if you're a person, and unfortunately that's the majority of people, but if you're doing nothing and you can somehow take that up to 2.5 hours a week, that's going to reduce your all-cause mortality, the chance that you'll die of anything, by 15%.
Really?
So you don't have to be spending 12 hours a week training to get the benefits.
But it's not just about cardio, and it's not just about strength training. It's also about balance as well, right?
When you sort of separate it out into the benefits of exercise that will lead to a longer life versus a better life, what people sort of forget is that most of what impacts you late in life negatively is the inability to do activities of daily living. And so, yeah, if you step off a curb and you lose your footing, it doesn't really matter when you're our age. But it matters a lot when you're 70, because if you lose that footing and you fall, it means a broken hip. And to put that in perspective, for people over the age of 65, if they fall and break a hip, there's about a 15 to 30% chance they'll be dead within a year.